can't dance with that. Live from Los Angeles, good morning, LaLa Land. I'm Dr. Erin.
What's up? I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm GMLA, co-host of Good Morning LaLa Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you at 9 a.m. on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and now on Twitter.
And we've got a fantastic show in store for you. It's all about Friday feeling, hashtag Friday feeling. And this month is all about wealth, and we are celebrating our wealth, which is our true guests and our community here. So we've got four incredible, inspirational guests all about dating, love, and relationships, and a little bit more.
Yeah, it's a sexy lineup.
It is,
I'm
for sure.
tapped in, turned up, tuned on. Wait, no.
What?
Say it to me, Rob.
Tapped in, tuned in, turned on.
I'm tapped in,
Tuned in,
tuned in,
turned on.
turned on.
Yeah, or you could be turned up.
Turned up!
Yeah, it's all other level.
Well, I mean, with the guests that we have today,
We do.
yeah, that makes me tapped in, turned on.
Yeah, we got a very lit show. It's tapped in,
It's
tuned in,
lit.
turned on.
It's lit.
But it's lit.
The fire emojis are just shooting across the screen right now.
Coming out of your head.
Absolutely. So Jess Carroll is here. She's got a show on the Focus TV network called the Roseate Girls. She was just recently on this season of The Bachelor, right? And she was eliminated the first night. So her and the other girls that didn't get the rose created the Roseate Girls.
I
right?
love that. Mm-hmm.
So empowering. Iggy Rodriguez is here. He was on The Bachelorette. You've seen him in The Bachelor in Paradise. Chad Johnson, the Chattler, aka Bad Chad. You know him from Famously Single, Rob.
I do. Yeah, good guy. I like Chad.
Right?
Yeah, we had an interesting conversation with him.
Yeah, no, it really interesting. I love that he's really trying to make a comeback, if you will, turn something that was bad into a good. And we also cover a lot of events. So we have some special highlights from an Art Angels art gallery opening for Mike Rosenthal. It was the Rites and Rituals event. So if you're having an event in LA, we would love to come and be a part of it. Reach out to us. You can slide into our DMs.
Oh,
This is something new. I've never heard of this concept before. Slide in my
You've never
DMs.
heard this before?
I am dating myself, okay? I mean,
yeah.
honestly. I'm not in the loop, apparently.
Yeah, slide in DM. So it's been around for a long time. Jess, you want to explain it to?
Well, I mean, it's okay if somebody sends you a message and you
Yeah.
weren't expecting it, and your direct messages on your Instagram. I mean, it could be Twitter, but really, who uses Twitter anymore?
Yeah.
It's all about the Insta. So when somebody just all of a sudden slides in, you're like, oh, hey.
Yeah, they send you a direct message. They don't comment on a picture necessarily. They may have done that already.
They
But they
just-
slide you a direct message.
Okay.
Originally, it was like they did it kind of confidently and smoothly, but over time, it's kind of become almost like a derogatory.
Does it mean
Almost.
that it like you're trying to date or sex or something?
Probably.
Like when they use that?
Yeah, it usually has some kind of dating context,
So,
don't you think?
speaking of dating, we had the professional wingman.
Yes,
on,
Thomas
right?
Edwards.
Thomas Edwards. And he picked up his wife because she, quote unquote, slid into his
Yeah,
DMs.
that's right.
On Twitter.
Yeah.
On Twitter.
Right?
But
Yes.
and the way she did it, I think, according to the story, is she sort of did it in a very sort of professional business-like way. Like, hey, we should talk about business. We have similar businesses.
We
And then once
should
they met up,
collaborate.
See, but as women, we would have had a problem if a man did that. We'd be like, he wanted,
Yeah,
to
of
do
course.
business, and then he wanted to date me. We're
Yeah.
pissed about it. Where it's okay if
true.
it's a woman. So women, we might have a
Yeah.
little double standards out there.
That's okay. Use it to our advantage while we can.
So I can't believe the lineup. I mean, incredible. Honestly, I don't watch a lot of TV, but I am telling you that The Bachelor is one thing that even back then, I can't believe how many seasons
Yeah.
it's been on.
yeah, it's such a classic at this point. I mean,
Right?
it really is. And I think it makes all of our guests today, like, dating experts without question in their own right.
Well, it's really interesting to hear their experience of dating on reality TV and how that's actually affected their current relationships when the cameras have been turned off.
Oh my goodness, totally.
Well, and it's a big circle. Did any of them know them before? Because they all know each other now,
Yeah.
but did they know each other at all prior to being on The Bachelor, Bachelorette?
That's a quite good question. Not that I'm aware of. I think they just sort of discovered each other through the community of Bachelor and Bachelorette.
There's a big community. It's like
There
an
is.
actual
They
community.
got the Roseate boys, the Roseate girls now. It's a
And
whole
then
thing.
It's a whole thing. Then they go to paradise and they start dating
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
They'll be doing polyamorous at now.
Yeah, you should write that show, Erin.
That might be
should create it. Yeah.
I just thought of that right now. That should be a show, right?
Yeah, you could be on it.
In Santa Monica and Venice, for sure. That one would be. It's a
West
lot
Side.
of West Side stuff
West
going on
Side's always
there.
on the leading edge of things.
For sure. So let's see, what day are we on? We're on Friday feeling. So dating, love, and relationship. It's been one of my favorite days out of all of our all of our, time doing the show. I love Friday because one, it's kind of like one of those sexy days.
Yes.
We get a little spunky in our conversation and whatever. So I've really enjoyed the conversation.
It's interesting you say that because like every day, even though it didn't start out this way, but when we created the themes at the beginning of the show, right? It's interesting when you name something, how it becomes that thing. So like Mondays, I really do feel more motivated. And by Friday, I do feel like more dating and relationship oriented. And I don't know if it's just because it's close to the weekend, it's the guest, but you definitely feel like a lighter, more fun-loving kind of energy in the air. And I love that about Fridays.
Oh, it's so contagious.
Contagious,
What a
yes.
fun birthday week, you guys. This has been such an incredible community to celebrate with. I'm so excited and looking forward to the weekend to
Yes.
celebrate Good Morning LaLa.
For sure. So stay tuned, you guys. We're going to take a little break, and when we come back, there's going to be 4 amazing interviews that are sexy, sassy, and you might just, I don't know, learn something. Who knows? Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Good Morning LaLa Land. We are so excited to have Jessica Carroll in the house today, recently seen on season 22 of The Bachelor and fellow TV personality, of course.
Yes.
22 is my lucky number.
It
so.
is. It's my lucky number too. Right? 22.
And Rob,
Yeah. My number was 22 in like midget league football. It was a really great season, let me tell you. Maybe not as good as your season, but yes.
Did the number make you do the season?
You know, there's many reasons why I said yes to doing The Bachelor. One of them was 22. It was my brother's hockey number, my dad's favorite number, and so I'm all about the peace sign. Go 22.
Yes.
But the real reason why is because when I heard Ari was The Bachelor, I just kind of saw it as a sign that I should do it and just say yes to this opportunity because my father had met Ari before, and so my dad first met Ari at the Barrett-Jackson car auction in Scottsdale.
What are the chances?
Right, so my dad collected vintage cars, and Ari was a race car driver, and my mom was hosting the fashion show that year, and so she actually brought Ari up on stage to do his stuff down the catwalk.
Okay.
And then after, my mom introduced him very briefly to my father. And then Ari went on to do The Bachelorette. And sorry, Dad, I'm just going to give a little disclaimer here, but my dad got very ill. He was diagnosed cancer. And so a few months before he passed, in a weird way, while we were sitting in the hospital with tubes up his nose, we would watch The Bachelorette. And it just happened to be Ari's year, and Dad was rooting for Ari to win the whole thing. And so just through all of these signs, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna go on The Bachelor, and that's why.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
So how was it?
It was, let's just say it was a fun adventure. It was a lot of fun. You know, I went into the season thinking that getting roses would be the opportunity. And I mean, obviously I'm a very positive person, so I thought I would get 1 rose, 2 rose. Like I thought I was gonna get multiple roses. And then I realize now that the fact that I didn't get a rose was like the real opportunity.
Wow.
And the reason why is because I met girls who I know for a fact will be in my life for a very long time. So even though I went into The Bachelor, you know, looking for love, I found a friendship of love.
Wow.
We've got some very special footage from
Oh.
that we want to show.
Oh gosh, don't
Let's
have me
take a
crying,
look.
please.
Well, hello.
Hello.
Look at you. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
So nice to meet you.
What's your name?
I'm Jessica. So I actually have a little gift for you.
You do?
Yes. It's a gratitude rock.
Okay.
And as I was in the limo driving up, I felt so grateful to share this whole experience with you.
Yeah.
And so I would love if you would take this gratitude rock. And I hope that when you stumble upon it later, you think of me and you come find me inside.
Okay.
So Ari, will you accept this rock?
I will. Thank you very much.
I'll see you inside?
I'll see you inside.
Okay,
Have fun in there.
thank you.
That's cute.
Hello, lady.
Woman after our heart with a gratitude
I love the
rock,
gratitude
right?
rock.
Yeah.
So the moment, were you so nervous when you got out of that limo and you were walking up to Ari? Like, what did that feel like?
Honestly, when you're pulling up, it's like, okay, this is the moment. Like, I finally get to meet Ari. This is the moment you've been waiting for so long. You've been anticipating the moment. But I do have to say that when I was walking up to him, he is such a sweetheart, and he really makes you feel comfortable. And, you know, I gave him that gratitude rock because I really was grateful for the whole experience. And then I did have a one-on-one time with Ari. And and that's when I got to open up and, you know, share my story with that he met Dad, and he remembered meeting Dad, which was really cool. But something that they didn't air that I really want to share with you, and just to show how sweet he is that it was freezing that night. And of course, you can't wear a jacket. You don't bring anything to the mansion. And so I'm sitting there next to the fire, and I'm still like shaking. I'm so cold. And he took off his jacket and he put it around me, and I was like, oh, this is so warm. But producers were like, hold it.
Freeze frame.
It's interfering with your mic.
Oh,
Redo,
no.
you guys.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
So it just shows like how sweet Ari is, that, you know, he gave up his jacket for me.
Chivalry is not dead, but still, some people are trying to kill it. The producers.
Right?
No, but it's so interesting that you know, had that like cut moment, right? Because you're having this intimate moment. It's like cameras cut. You have to redo that. What is that like? Like trying to have that conversation, be in this mansion, hair, camera, like,
Yeah.
I mean.
I don't know. I mean, for me, when I was talking to Ari, you kind of forget about everything that's behind you. Or at least I did, because I was just so focused on, you know, you're there for one person. Like there's 30 girls dating one person. If you get time with him, you want to just focus on Ari. So I kind of forgot about all of the, you know, cameras and stuff. And they like cut or whatever before we actually started talking. So it wasn't like it interrupted us mid conversation, but it was cool. And then, you know, when you're not with Ari, you're surrounded by, I don't know if it's always like this, but I felt like the quality of girls on Ari's season was incredible. Like one after another, I was like, I want to be best friends with every single girl here.
You know, it's funny because Iggy Rodriguez from The Bachelor was on the show last week, and he said the same thing. The bromance that came out of that, the
Right.
brotherhood, the community,
Yeah.
was the biggest takeaway for
Yeah.
him.
Right?
And speaking of, you know, the whole sisterhood, so there was 8 girls, including myself, who didn't get a rose the first night, sadly. Very hard to live, and it was even harder to watch on national television, but life goes on. But there's 7 of us, and we have actually created like this new platform called the Roseate Girls. And how it all started is when we were on that bus ride back.
Wait, you show up in a limo and they take you in a bus back?
Yes. Literally, you feel like you're living a nightmare. Like normally that bus ride is dead quiet. For us, we were wiping each other's eyes. We were telling each other how beautiful you are. It was incredible. And so we were like, we need to stay together. We need that support system to really help us get through this tough time. And we did. And we had, I mean, I wish we could print out our chat on our text message chat, because it is lit. I mean, talk about female empowerment. We compliment each other. We're sending pictures. It literally helped me get through the past few months. I couldn't imagine doing it without my Roseate Girls.
Oh, we are so excited. We have a look at the Roseate Girls and the family. Okay, great.
So there we are. So we all got together in LA. They all came over to my neck of the woods, and we did this fun little photo shoot. And you know, the whole reason why we joined forces and stayed together is because, you know, we happened to, you know, fall flat on our face on national television. In my case, I also
Is that how you
cried.
really felt?
Well, in life, everyone falls. So whether you're running to that finish line and you fall seconds before, or you're sitting and you're waiting for your prom date to ask you out and they go to the brunette girl behind you, or everyone in life falls, but it's really how high.
I mean, that girl did not fall. She is so fun.
Right.
Yeah, and it's really just how high you bounce back, and that's what we realized, that we really, everything happens for a reason. So we feel like we were meant to go on The Bachelor to meet and to use our story to just encourage other people to be resilient.
Right.
And to really, you know, your mess is your message. And it's during those challenging times that you really discover that your truth, like what we're talking about.
I just love that, you know, because it is the falling down and getting up that makes you so much stronger. What would you say is one of your greatest failures, and how did you overcome that failure, you think, in your life?
You know, I've had multiple, I wouldn't necessarily say failures, but I've gone through many challenging times in my life. Like, for example, you know, even this one, not getting a rose on national television, I was winded, I was crushed, overwhelmed with just disbelief. Like, I couldn't believe what just happened to me, especially because I really opened up to Ari, and I was, you know, I don't know, I'm still in shock, but that's okay. And also the other time that I felt like, oh my gosh, I just hit rock bottom was when I lost my father, and he really was my person. And the craziest thing is that he was a healthy guy. Like, he ran marathons, he ate organic, and he almost bragged about not going to the doctor. And then one time his friends convinced him to go to the doctor, and he did, and by that time he was diagnosed, it was already too late. And so, and you know, my whole thing is just to be proactive about your health, because if Dad did get regular checkups, who knows, he might still be here today. And so that's another thing that I'm, go to the doctor, get checked, be proactive about your health.
Nice. Yeah, I was going to ask you, it sounds like you just answered it. If there was one thing you'd be a voice for in the world, what would that be?
Honestly, being proactive about your health, definitely, but that's more like my dad's story. And for me, just that, you know, you're in life, you're always, you know, life can't be perfect. And so you have to go through those challenging times to grow as a human being, and that you're never going to go through something in life that you're not strong enough to overcome.
That's right.
That's
Love
so
it.
true.
Absolutely.
And just to really be positive and stay true to who you are, and, you know, avoid all the other fluff out there.
So we
So
saw the
beautiful.
episode. Now, what's going to be next for you? Jessica Carroll TV. So many fun videos on YouTube. What are you working on
And then
now?
what?
Tell us a little bit about those.
So back to Jessica Carroll TV. I have a YouTube channel where I also interview celebrities on the red carpet for LA Live. So what I do on my YouTube channel is I just review products celebrities endorse, and in a very uplifting, nice way, I debunk them, and I reveal whether they actually do what the celebrity claims it does. And if it doesn't, then I give a great alternative. So
what was the craziest product you tried?
I love this question.
The call out.
So yeah, so there's multiple creams out there that claim to make your butt bigger.
What?
I've tried
Wow, I
two
don't
of them.
need that cream.
You good?
You can
good?
keep that
You
one.
know, thanks to the Kardashians, it's all about the junk in the trunk.
Sure.
Well, I've tried two of the creams, and I hate to break it to you, but they don't work. Are you shocked?
Better, I'm not shocked. Probably better off with donuts or something, right?
Yeah, no, I say just do the
Squats.
squats.
Squats
Go
all
to the
day.
gym and do the squats. But then there's multiple products that do work. Like Mario Badescu has this acne drying lotion.
Oh my God, obsessed
Oh
with
my
it.
gosh, so Kylie Jenner promotes it.
And I tried it.
I tried it too, and I'm not gonna lie, it is, I don't know what it does, but it will literally get rid of a zit overnight. And I always have problems with my skin, probably because I wear makeup every day.
And you're trying 8,000 products
And
all
I'm
the time.
trying all these weird face masks. So this cream, Mario Badescu, get it. It's pink. You just put it on at night, overnight, your zit's gone.
So is the stuff pink that you actually
Yeah.
leave
Oh,
on your
yeah,
boy.
It's really sexy. So if you have a boyfriend or a husband, be like,
You
check out my
probably
zit
didn't
cream.
bring it to the Bachelor with you.
I actually did, and I was going to share with all the girls. Come on,
my
we got to share
gosh.
these little secrets, right?
Yes, it's all about community here. That's for sure. Okay, we're
Fine
gonna,
things coming in the studio right now.
that's what we do live. We're going to take a quick break, and we will have more when we come back, especially some really great things from the gifting space.
so
Stay
excited.
tuned.
I'm Mike Rosenthal, and you're watching Good Morning La La Land.
Hi, my name is Jada, and I'm watching Good Morning La La Land.
My name is Jerry Connolly. I'm watching Good Morning La La Land.
This is one of the most incredible galleries, really, in Los Angeles. What is your mission and purpose with it?
And I mean, I think our mission is overall to be able to provide great art for any sort of, I wouldn't say budget, but the new collector to the established collector, creating exposure that a lot of other galleries aren't creating at the moment, letting people see neons and sculpture and photography and abstract.
We're here with Mike Rosenthal, this amazing, incredible, extraordinary artist. Now tell me, this is about rites and rituals. How did you get inspired for that?
I don't know, honestly, it's something I've always appreciated. And then once I had the pieces, which were like just a little body shapes, I started playing with it, and I kind of realized as I was working with it, I was sort of recreating things that I just had stored in my head.
Hello. Welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We're here with my good friend Chad Johnson. You know him from The Bachelorette, The Bachelor, and of course from E's Famously Single. Thank you so much for coming, my friend.
So nice to meet you.
Yeah, for sure. Nice to meet you guys.
We're so excited. So talk to us a little bit. I follow your Instagram account, of course, dude, and you're shredded. You just get more and more shredded. And of course, I got to ask you what you do in terms of just working out. Like, how do you stay so motivated to work out?
Well, I live right above a gym, so that's
step one.
Yeah,
no excuse.
Yeah, literally, I just go downstairs.
All the girls are like, which gym? We're just going to be knocking on the doors up top.
That's right.
But other than that, I mean, I just, I plan every meal, and, I go run in the mornings. So running in combination with, working out for an hour and a half every day kind of makes it to where I can eat and do whatever I want. And still maintain.
So Chad, what is it like? Come on, honestly. Like, we want the dish. Like, do you love your life? Is it hard? What has it been like to be through all this and be seen in the eyes of so many people?
It was really weird. When you first start out, it was like, this inrush of just people and lights and flashes and cameras and everything constantly. And so you're kind of trying to figure out, I spent a lot of time versus everyone else, everyone else goes to parties and enjoys the light. I was trying to figure out what it was I was doing with all of this. So, I've rolled it into, I've got a supplement company and fitness plans and all these different stuff I'm doing. And then I do, stuff like this. But I think it's just, it's been super interesting to kind of figure out where it all goes.
Right. And so I'm curious, what have you learned about yourself in this process? Right?
Absolutely nothing.
Cameras are off.
I'm great.
Yeah, you're great, right?
No,
Real Chad Johnson.
I think the one thing that I learned is when you watch yourself on camera, when you see the way you look from others' perspective, you are amplified, whether it's on TV or not. At first I like to do interviews and say, oh, what I did was just amplified because of the cameras. But I've started to realize over time, that's just how I am. I'm just like a big personality, I guess. And sometimes, I need to tone it down. So that's one of the things that I have definitely learned.
It's so interesting you say that. Of course, we worked with Dr. Darcy on Famously Single, and one of the things that she would say that I always thought was very brilliant is that lots of what we can perceive in ourselves or others as weaknesses are really just strengths that are dialed up real high, but they're dialed up in a context that makes them look bigger than they are, And I found that to be true in my own life, that certain things are strengths really, but I just dialed them up in a context that is uncomfortable for me, or maybe I shouldn't have dialed it up in that particular context. But it's one of the things that I've loved about you on Famously Single, that I love about you in real life is that you're a real guy, and you've always been a real guy, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, of course. I've tried to maintain that on no matter what it is I've been doing.
Yeah. Has it been tough sort of walking that authentic path while you at the same time try to deal with the media stuff? And
It has. It's been very hard because you're pushed in all different directions to give, a different persona or whatever. While at the same time, my whole thing and my whole persona is to be real and be authentic. I'm not going to lie, and I'm not going to fake something that's not true. So doing some TV stuff and having to turn on authenticness when the cameras come on it can be a little bit difficult.
Totally. So how do you now, you've gone through this and you wonder who's in my life that's authentically cares about me, whether I have this title, whether I don't. How do you weed through people? How do you do that?
I'm the type of guy that I'd rather have 2 or 3 good friends than have 800 random. So I, for the most part, stick to myself, hang out with my dog. I've got
Pumpkin.
I think Pumpkin is a ladies' magnet.
She is, not on purpose. I mean, I inherited her, but when I take her out, it's she's super friendly too. So it can be a lot of work.
It's awesome. You can just see big masculine Chad walking around all ripped up, and then his tiny little pumpkin.
People never expect it.
So what are you hoping to use, the fame and the notoriety you have from all these reality shows? What are you doing with it now?
Right now, just basically internet entrepreneurship. So, I have my companies. I'm still looking to start another clothing line. I'm looking to do some other things. and just kind of do more of this. You know, I don't really have a full long-term plan of exactly what it is I want to do. Open to anything.
Open to opportunity in meetings.
Right.
Man,
Exactly.
there's meetings
You
after
know,
meetings after
in
meetings.
meetings. I like
so,
meetings.
You know, oftentimes on here, we love the stories of, we love inspirational stories, and really there's a common denominator to it, which
Right.
is people have to overcome hard things. And from what I understand, your mother passed away, is that correct?
Yeah,
Was that kind of what you would consider your darkest hour, or what was the hardest?
Yeah, probably so. Because my mom was like my best friend, so I talked to her about everything. She was the first person I went to when I made a mistake or, you know, anything happened in my life. And she passed away about 6 months before my first show. And so I didn't really, all during that time, I was actually trying to get in shape for the show. I mean, I was working out 5 hours a day. So I had no time from the time she passed until the show started, until the action and all the, you know, appearances and things like that happened to ever really, what's the word?
Grieve,
yeah.
Yeah.
So I never had that opportunity. So it just kind of fell by the wayside until eventually, you know, I guess it kind of, it just kind of hopefully down on the inside I'm better. I feel like I am, but it just took a while.
Have you taken that time now?
I think so. You know, I think it's been a long enough time where, you know, I didn't get to do it all in one short period of time like a normal person does, but over the course of 2 years, yeah, I believe so.
What would you say to somebody who's going through something similar? Maybe somebody that's lost someone, or you know, just feeling real down. How do you work through that, Chad? Was there anything that you learned that was helpful?
I think the one thing I learned was, honestly, the best thing to do is know that, you know, you can't do anything about it. Try and look at the positives of your life, and it'll pass. You know, you're going to learn that life goes on and life will be okay without that person. You just have to find the strength within yourself.
It's incredible. You probably, I'm guessing at that time, did you also find that you were able to lean on a couple people that were helpful and supportive in
Yeah,
that
for
way?
sure. Yeah, I did have my, you know, my sister and my father, so.
Nice. Well, we know that all relationships are eternal, so we know that she's with you now, and so just giving a big shout out. So what's the main thing you think she taught you out of everything?
I think to not take life so seriously. You know, that's the number one thing I pride myself on, is being authentic and being able to have fun with life. You know, at the end of the day, it's all about just enjoying what's around us.
So if you had 3 wishes,
Okay, 3 wishes.
and having fun and being authentic,
Okay. 3 wishes?
3 wishes.
Okay. Can I wish for more wishes?
That's my first response every single time. I'm like, I'm using that one to get more wishes. I'm sorry.
Exactly. I would say number 1, you know, my next goal is to get a house on the beach somewhere so that I can give my dog a place to be able to, like a doggy door, so she can walk outside. You know, it's hard going from an Oklahoma place with a yard to where she can go do her own thing, and then to an apartment where she has to ask me for every time she wants to go do something. Number 2, just to keep my career going, you know. I don't know where that's going at this moment, but I'm just open to everything. And then number 3 is just, I guess, just the health. Hopefully I maintain. As long as I got my health and I got money, I'm good.
Sure.
Yeah, health is our true wealth.
Health, money, family. Yeah.
So it's Friday, so what are you up to this weekend?
I've got a couple dates planned, and
Speaking of dates, so you're on the show with Rob. I'm famously single on Eve. And I'm very curious, is there anything in particular you learned from Rob or in the relationship with him?
I'll say the one thing that I learned about you was you said to always walk in the room and assume that everybody likes you. And, you know, I think I'd slightly done that to an extent before, at least with girls I did that. But then,
He's like, I just know.
Right.
Yeah.
But then I was like, oh, I could do that with everybody. I don't have to do that just with a girl that I like. So
Has that improved your relationship with men?
Yeah, it has.
Really?
Actually.
I love that. I love that.
It's interesting, and this is one of the things that I love about you, Chad. I mean, he's got incredible, remembers things like that, you know, and I honestly didn't even remember saying that, and but it's definitely like one of the most important things, because we often enter a room and we immediately assume that either people don't like us or we have to prove to them that they should like us. And when we do that, we actually set ourselves up for failure, because we do all kinds of things to give them the impression that we're not likable. So I love that you share that, Chad. It's really deep.
Yeah, that was really
So
good.
cool.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Well, so fun to see you guys together.
Yeah.
I'm excited for all the projects.
Good
I'm
to be
sure
back.
coming up. Where can people find you? I know you have a supplement company.
Yeah, my supplement company is Destiny Nutrition. We do, you know, fat burners, and it's basically a women's fitness and weight loss thing. So also have like meals they can have delivered to their houses. And then I
I'd
have,
like to sign up for that challenge, please.
She
But
takes
the-
all the challenges.
I do.
But yeah, and then, you can follow me on Instagram at Real Chad Johnson, and my website at realchadjohnson.com is where I have all my fitness plans and everything.
So working out, nutrition, and I thought you just like tripped and got shredded. I thought that's the way it worked. Apparently not, huh?
There's a lot of extra work.
So 5 hours a day.
That's what I was doing before the show. I mean, now that I'm in shape, it's pretty simple. But I mean, I had like
getting there
3
5
months.
hours, maintaining how many hours?
What's that?
To get there is 5 hours a day. To maintain is how many hours?
To get there, for me, I was about 30, 40 pounds overweight when I found out that I was going to be on the show. So to do that in about 3 months, yeah, I had to do a lot.
Wow.
But now that I'm in shape, it's like, it's easy to stay there. Just don't make stupid decisions.
Easier said than done,
Easier
right?
said than done. Okay, well, so nice to meet you. So excited.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you,
So
guys.
cool to hear the journey, for
you,
sure.
ladies.
So we're going to take a little break, come back, and talk to two amazing experts about matchmaking and being a wingman and all that good stuff. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We are live in Los Angeles with Allison Marie Ragusa, creator of Bogavia. Hello, gorgeous.
Allison, look at your gourd. That's my favorite color.
Aw.
And you need to know her shoes are matching, her nails are matching. Like, she's got it going on.
And her skin is glowing. So obviously, because of Bogavia. Tell us a little bit about the product.
So I always say that Bogavia is my recipe for healthy skin and hair. I'm a chef turned skincare creator, and my two favorite places in the world are either the kitchen or the bathroom. So that's where you will always find me. And I just have always loved and have been passionately intrigued by the healing powers of plants. And so my first medium was using them for food to eat and creating these healthy meals that would transform the way you look and feel. And then I wanted to take it a step further and actually put them on your body.
And we have been putting it on non-stop. Here at Focus TV, one of our co-producers, Victoria, and I did an unboxing. Let's take a look at some of the highlights of it. We are obsessed with Bogavia, by the way. I thought you were starting. I'm starting. Awkward.
Hi everyone, Victoria and Jeslyn here at Focus TV.
And we are so excited to welcome Allison Marie Ragusa, founder of Bogavia.
Beauty of the Adriatic. It's a cruelty-free, paraben-free, sulfate-free.
She dropped off a whole gift box and we're gonna open it for you now. Dun dun dun! Drum roll, please. Oh my God, Victoria, this is about beauty, not snot rockets. Help me, darling, help me. Now you have to unknot it, I'm telling you.
Yeah, but it's really tiny. And did you have scissors? So let alone I think of her then, but I think of her every time I'm bathing myself.
One for day, one for night.
Okay. Friday nights, yes, with Rachel McCord. Praise emoji! We have another box. What?
What?
We are too
Allison,
spoiled here,
you
Allison.
spoiled us. I took it out! I have to do what you do. This week in Focus.
Oh my God, stop!
For more on Bogavia, you can visit at Bogavia. Oh, I am absolutely obsessed with Valencia Vanilla, and I put that shampoo right in my purse. It was so funny. I'm really excited to have you here. So tell us a little bit more about your journey. I mean, because it's very unique from a chef turned skincare guru. What was your childhood like?
Well, I'm from a huge family, and I guess I got into skincare really because my dad was always so into it, and my mom never did anything, and I always thought it was really interesting and cool that my dad was so into it. So when I was really young, he taught me how to take care of my skin, and I think because I'm originally from Buffalo, New York, and the weather is so crazy there. And I was always so frustrated at how my skin felt. And so anytime I would find little things that would work, and you know what, whenever you actually, as humans, I feel when we find things that actually make changes, that transform, it's so I don't know, it's so cool. So when I would find products and things that would really work, I loved that actual change you could see. And so that's what kind of kept me always really interested in skincare, because I wanted to find more and more ways to find those changes.
How did you learn about the actual development, entrepreneurial business-wise?
My family. So I'm from a family of merchants. We were originally from Sicily and came over and were grocers. And then my dad started our fashion and beauty businesses. And so I kind of grew up in that environment. And I just love. I love the shopping experience because people are searching for things to change them, you know, and I've always found it so emotional shopping. And I like any of my girlfriends, like when they break up with a boyfriend or this is like the first thing you do is go shopping, trying to find different things. Like I've just always seen it so emotional. So making my own product that people are on that journey, like it's special to me. So I love that. That's
how
what
has being a businesswoman transformed your life? What have you learned about yourself in creating Bogavia?
just meeting so many people. And
Relationship building.
and I actually find that like most of the time when I'm working with clients, when I'm just like on the floor at like Erewhon or at Whole Foods, like they just want to talk. You know, like it might have been the first time during the day that they actually had a conversation with someone, and I don't know. That's what's so special to me about it.
I just love that, you know, and the one thing that's so compelling about your story is taking that quantum leap or that jump from being a chef to starting your own business. And so many people that I know want to do that so badly. You know, they want to move from having a 9-to-5 job or something else that they don't particularly love to doing what they dream of doing or they've dreamt of doing their whole life. What tips would you have for those folks who are afraid of taking that leap and they may not feel like they have the confidence or the faith or maybe even the expertise to get it done?
I would say that if you want to, it's going to become your entire life. And so if that's what you are looking, if you're willing to dedicate yourself, and I think most of the time it doesn't even feel like dedication because you're so passionate about it. If you just, I think if you're just ready to really commit, if you're ready to really commit to something, and like so many things in life, when you make that commitment, then I just think really good things happen.
So Allison, I'm not familiar with, you know, this arena of products that much, but what I notice is it's a very loud space. Like there's a lot of products and a lot of really organic and incredible. What do you think sets why would someone want to buy your product over another? What does it set you apart?
The lightweight feel. It's the lightweight feel of Bogavia that both women and men love, and it's definitely what sets us apart. I always felt that like in order to feel refreshed and to get that glow, you can't be weighed down. And really, when you're using the right ingredients, your skin will just absorb it instantly.
It's true. It's like it really absorbs.
What's also so great about Bogavia is organic, cruelty-free, paraben-free, sulfate-free, mineral oil-free. I mean, you've really created a very conscious product.
Thank you very much. That was so important to me. And I think that that's really what so many people are looking for. It's definitely like the biggest thing right now. So.
And made in the USA.
Yes.
Yes. It's a big one, for sure.
It's so interesting, and it's become a theme we've noticed over and over again, whether it was Rosalinda or Adil or yourself, is staying true. People try to push you in a direction that you don't want to go. Have you had any of those experiences?
You know what it was for me? When I was growing up selling skincare and beauty products, like I didn't feel right. I almost felt like a fraud promoting certain products that I didn't believe in it because it wasn't all natural. So it's been, for me, it's so nice getting to create product that I really believe in, and that makes me feel like so good. So I don't ever want to be in a position where I am promoting something that I don't really believe in. And I think people pick up on that too. Like if you're really not living it, if you're not doing it, people that gets transferred. So
you gotta walk that talk.
Yeah.
You gotta walk that talk.
You brought up a great point.
Thank
because
you.
Allison, Adil, Rosalinda, when they really embraced their passions and they followed it, they transformed the lives of the community around them. Not only their life, but their community. And that's so powerful because anybody who does have a passion and who lives in that can transform the world.
Absolutely, and it's so deeply inspiring because I think we all live under these assumptions that we have to do things that either we hate or that we don't feel is true to us in order to be successful and then to eventually find happiness. And through your story, through Rosalinda's story, through Adil's story, finding that's absolutely not the case. You can find incredible, unprecedented success and happiness by trusting your own intuition and what feels right for you.
And it's really neat how when you do start that, people start coming into your life who shared the same things. And that's probably been the most special thing about it too. All the people I've met who have just, from going on that journey and really believing it, then just kind of like the alchemist thing, like what the universe
Right.
conspires.
Birds of a
Right.
feather flock together.
So where can people find this? Is it in particular stores, online, of course?
So in Los Angeles, you'll find Bogavia at Erewhon Market. My favorite
Nice.
place
We
in the
love
world.
Erewhon.
Great place.
The best. You can also find it bogavia.com. And then if you're on the East Coast, if you're in New York City, you'll find me at Whole Foods Market.
You can find it at my
Wow,
place too because I've got an
congratulations.
Thank you.
entire cabinet full of it. So don't look me up, but it's there.
Because I love, it's a great line for men. And that's actually my favorite thing about it is that it's something that both men and women can share. So
You
I
nailed
love
it.
that you use
I mean, I used the Midnight Repair Oil, and the first time I tried it, I was like, it's oil. It's probably going to be, I'm already oily. And I put it on, and I was like, are you kidding? It is so lightweight.
Right.
I was really blown away by that. You
Literally,
nailed
it's
it.
every man's favorite product from Bogavia is the Midnight Repair Oil. And I think that's my top Valentine's gift.
Is it?
Because women can use it, men can use it, they could share it. So.
Yeah, honey, I got you this oil. Let's just put it in the cabinet and I'll use it all
use
the time. It's a good one. Great. Well, so nice to meet you.
Thank
You're
you.
so beautiful inside and out. And I'm
Aw,
so
thank
excited
you
to try
so
it out.
much.
So live from Los Angeles. Welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We are thrilled to have Iggy Rodriguez in the house.
What's going on?
How are you? 14th
Nice to meet you, man.
season of Bachelorette. What a perfect day to come on for dating, love, and relationship.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm the right guy. I didn't win, so I'll try and give as much insight as I possibly can.
Right? Yeah. And we want to talk about bromance. We want to talk about Instagram blowing up, how you're dealing with all the women, and I'm assuming men as well, coming your way.
I've gotten a fair amount of inappropriate male photos. I know what you guys feel like. It's not great. Yeah, it's not. I don't suggest it. Yeah, it's not awesome.
So
Yeah.
take us back to the beginning, Iggy. Why did you choose to go on The Bachelorette?
Oh man, so I was dating a girl very seriously before the show, and I'd actually never seen The Bachelorette or The Bachelor, and it was maybe the first month of us dating seriously, and we had dinner plans on a Monday after work, and she goes, "Oh, Ig, I can't, it's Monday," and I'm like, "Oh, do you have a meeting or what's going on?" She's like, "No, it's a season premiere of The Bachelorette," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, perfect." It's like, fuck me, right? Okay, great. I'm like, at that point, you're still trying to impress, right? You want to hang out as much as you can. So I'm like, screw it. I'll meet the girls. I'll come over if I'm invited, and we'll watch it. So I get through one episode, and
So it's her and her girlfriends and you watching The Bachelorette.
so it's pretty. Well, okay, I was trying to impress. Right? And so it's commonplace. You have 7 or 8 girls all in a house, wine and cheese. That's how you watch.
I
Right.
felt like everybody knew that. That's what girls do on Monday
Well,
nights.
I didn't know that. And so I go over and it's wine and cheese, and I'm sitting there kind of watching what's going on. At the end of the show in my head, I'm like, this is a horrible piece of shit. But I cannot wait to see what happens next week. And I became one of the girls. I was like, so is it at Jenny's house tonight? What do I have to bring? Is the charcuterie plate prepared? It's great. And I got into it, and then we ended up splitting. And it's the weirdest thing. I got contacted by a recruiter that saw my profile on LinkedIn. And they were like, you've got a very professional profile. You're not horrible looking, so thank you. And because it was Rachel, and they knew that, and she's a lawyer. She's 32, right? She has her shit together and is looking for,
She's an independent
compliment.
woman.
She's a very strong-willed woman. She's amazing, incredibly intelligent, powerful. But they were looking for guys who had kind of their stuff together. And I said, screw it, why not? I had enjoyed the show, and if I'm being completely honest, it was a little bit of a dig at my ex. And it ended up being probably the coolest experience I could have ever have asked for.
What do you wish you would have known before you did this?
Full candor, full disclosure, I wish I would have known how much influence that the people around you and some of the producers can have, and not directly, right? Not, hey, say this, because it's not a scripted show, but when you're in the environment, you get so lost in your emotions, because it gets so intense. You're awake for 19 hours. You're drinking a lot of the day because there's really nothing else to do. You don't have a gym. You can't walk off the property.
Do you have any access to the outside world?
No, you have no phone, no internet access, no TV, no radio. Just think about it.
How long? How many weeks or what?
As long as you're there. So they tell you, and this is hard from a work perspective too. So you put
And
your.
what were you doing at the time?
So I had my own consulting practice and met my now partner. And we've just launched our business together, a mobile app that we'll talk about in a little bit. Yeah. It parlays well, I promise. But you have no access, and you have to tell your employer, I'm going to be gone maybe a week, or potentially up to 9 weeks.
Like,
And so they're like, oh, cool. Yeah, exactly.
And I'm not going to be able to email you and let
Right.
you
Or
know.
let you know.
And I can't tell you anything about it.
Yeah, so I mean, like, there is a certain level of like camaraderie and respect, no matter how crazy they are, or no matter how they're perceived on TV.
Yeah.
You put your life on hold. You put all your shit out there.
Wow.
It's not an easy thing to do. So there's a level of, that's why like the Bachelor family is very, very tight. And I think anyone else who has this opportunity, you befriend them very quickly because you go, okay, you've gone through this experience, and no one else can know what it's like.
Wow. And so you're now dating someone.
I am.
Correct?
Yeah, happily dating.
And so before, like, kind of behind the scenes, we were talking
Yeah.
about how hard is it to deal with the people coming at you on Instagram, the celebrityism around it? How are
Yeah,
you
sure.
doing with
And this is correct, right? We're not celeb. We don't have any real talent. We just decided to be idiots on TV.
Oh, you're a reality star now. I mean, whether you like it or not, you are a reality star.
And I don't think that. So you asked like what I'd like to be prepared for. I wish I was prepared for that. You don't know how it affects you when you get back to your normal life. And from a relationship standpoint, it was a breaking point almost for my relationship right now, because quite candidly, I was still sort of in that time of excitement where the DMs were very intriguing, right? And we've never gotten that kind of attention. A lot of my guy friends that are on the show, I think we're both, we're all pretty attractive, kind of affluent guys, but no one tells you what it's like when you've got 99 DMs in your inbox from gorgeous women all over the country, like fawning. It's a weird experience, and you get to like that feeling a little bit, right? So there's a psychological thing that happens that no one ever tells you. They always tell you your life's gonna change and things will be different, but sort of one ear out the other, and you don't know how big the impact is until you know how big the impact is.
So what was it about this girl in particular that got your attention?
She had no idea who I was, which I really liked. Yeah. So I could like fake it from the start. Like she didn't know I sucked before. No, she had no idea who I was. We, like all great love stories, I think we met like on Bumble or something. And
So even after the show, you were online dating.
Yeah, you got to get back out there, right? I just got dumped on national TV. I got to
And
get
you
back
have
up.
camera ready. So
Yeah, well, and like now I'm like, okay, I got some professional photos I can put up. Like,
You're marketing yourself in a whole new way.
hey, it's my job right now.
It
That's
is.
right. No, we met, and it was just like a very cool, organic, chill conversation. I hadn't had one of those in a very long time. As you can imagine, the girls that are quick to send you messages are also the ones that will ask you the exact same questions about what was the show like, what was Rachel like, was it real, are you guys friends, can I have Dean's number? No, you can't, by the way.
Wow.
And so it's crazy, but you answer the same questions over and over again, and it becomes sort of, it's repetitive and it's old. And so it's fun feeling, and it's very flattering, but all of a sudden it's like, I've gone on this date 30 times already.
Did that change your perspective of people at all? When people are suddenly coming at you or to you for a reason other than to get to know you, but because you're...
Yeah, I think it validated a lot of assumptions for me. I've always been in the sports entertainment. So I used to work for the Dodgers. I was an advertising director for the Pistons, and now I run an influencer business in Hollywood. And I see it, but until you live it, you can't know. But it did validate a lot of the things that you're talking about. Is that I think people, for whatever reason, you're attracted to something bright, right? It's shiny, I want it. And for a few months, we're shiny and people want us. And I think, I'm hopefully fortunate enough to realize that it's a very finite period of being shiny, and then the new crop of guys will be on in a few months, and we're kind of forgotten about
Unless
it.
you have really good eye cream.
Yeah.
My iPads are the best.
This isn't finite because you still look amazing. So we're going
Thank
to take
you.
a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk some more about bromance and business. When we come back, stay tuned.
Welcome back to Good Morning La Land. Boy, what an interesting group of people, right? I mean, it's funny because you think, oh, they've been on The Bachelor, The Bachelorette. What am I going to possibly learn from that? But they learned so much. And one of the things that they learned that they shared with us that I thought was so fascinating was the relationships that they've developed with the other people that were sort of castmates, right? So you think it's going to be all about the person they're supposed to be dating, but actually, like Iggy was saying, it's the other guys that he connected most deeply with. It's the bromance.
For Jess, it was the girls. Now she's got a Roseate Girls. It's
Yeah.
really cool, the brotherhood and the sisterhood you create when you go through a shared similar experience like that.
Yeah.
So what would you rather have? Would you rather have a love of your life that you spend the rest of your life with, or would you rather have a big community of your brothers or sisters? And
Oh, are you asking me?
I know what your answer would be, Rob.
I think personally, for me, like friendship is the highest form of, love. And so friendship for me is much more important than just something that's fleeting. That's just me. I love romance. I love dating. I think that's fantastic. But at the same time, I like a deep, authentic connection. And I don't need it to be always about the dating.
So would you do a reality TV love show, Rob? Besides, obviously,
We're just
you're
asking,
Hometown
just
Famously
asking,
Single.
Rob.
Would you ever be the dater?
Would I ever be the date? I don't know. If Victoria Simone was running the show, I might consider it, but I'm not sure. Would you guys do it?
Oh, hands down.
Hands down.
Why not?
Yes.
Why not? So it is Friday, you guys. Have the best day ever. Go have some romance and give your love to the world. If you don't date anyone, then you can date life, right? Just go
That's
out
right.
and have it be your best day ever. So
Date yourself.
enjoy your weekend and
Absolutely.
excited for next week.
We are Good Morning La La Land, streaming to you live Monday through Friday on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and now on Twitter. Happy
Right.
birthday, you guys. It's going to
Happy
be a Good
birthday.
Morning La La Land.
Cheers.